Welcome back to DXB today. Hope you're enjoying the New Look show for a New Look season. Got the same old faces around here as well. Listen, one thing I'm going to try and do this new season is delve into a couple of the industries that are either developed or, of course, developing here in the UAE. None more so than the music industry. I think a lot of people that spend a bit of time here will know there's no shortage of talent out there, but are there enough platforms? Are there enough record labels? Are there enough agencies for them to get into the limelight? Well, the man alongside us is trying to change that. It's a warm welcome, I should say, to the CEO of GXR Records, Elia Mssawir. Elia, thanks so much indeed for being with us. Thank
you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
And listen, I want to talk about GXR. We're going to talk about some of the artists you got in-house, if you like, some of the events you got coming up. But I want to go back to sort of creation as well. GXR, when you put your name to it, you know, with all the experience that you bring to that fold, was it meant as a talent agency? Was it meant as a sort of bridging platform and tool to get artists and connection for artists? How did you sort of set out about it?
So basically, people call it a record label. However, what we do is bigger than just a record label. We do management, we find talents, we develop talents from the start to the end. And so we created something that was missing in UAE and the region. Because usually you find companies that only do management and only do recordings and productions. So we try to do this whole 360 kind of model for artists here, and we just celebrated a year 2 days ago. Yes, right? We're still existing, yeah? So it's been a year. It's been great. So yeah, I think we're doing a great job, and I hope we keep doing what we're doing.
Elia, I think that, you know, I consider it a movement in what we're doing in supporting local artists. And I always believe there needs to be one beacon of hope, one kind of who trailblazed and broke down that barrier. And one of those artists that really do that is Freak.
Yes.
And you manage Freak. He is so talented, and he's a role model for so many young artists here in the UAE.
Indeed.
Tell me how you started to work with him and how things have changed from that first day you did.
Of course. So I used to work with Freak before he became an artist. We were in one company, and then he started rapping in Arabic. And at the time, my experience was all like with every artist that doesn't do Arabic music. And I was one of the people that told him, this is not going to work. That was 6 years ago. And after he started blowing up and his songs reached a higher level, he actually called me and he told me, I told you so. And then after the same call, he's like, let's manage, let's start working together. And we've been on an official road since 2018-19 now, and we're actually traveling in 2 days now to UK to do massive things that everybody will know about soon. But yeah, Freak has been a figure for a lot of upcoming artists in every genre here in the region, and I'm very proud to be, you know, his manager at the moment. So.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you're going global, but bringing it right back here to the UAE. Tell us about Billboard Arabia and how that's going to change the music scene.
100%. So part of our growth in this region, we struggled to have the media's attention. And we always had this idea in our heads that if we reach Billboard in general, we're going to make it. And now we have Billboard here in the region, and I think we're stepping towards a different dimension, that we're taking music to another level. And through Billboard, I think we're gonna reach a different level on promoting talented, you know, regional artists. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
You just mentioned about your struggles with getting support from the media, and we actually just had a conversation 5 minutes ago about how Cosmo just featured one of your talents.
Yes, correct.
How do you find these talents? Is it very social media driven?
I'm personally, so in a normal world, people go online and find, you know, the talents, and I tend not to do that because I always look at numbers, which I let my team look at numbers. I like to be on ground. I like to go watch shows. I like to go watch concerts and events and jam nights, and this is where most of the talents I personally picked from, and then I send it to my team, and then they do the whole, you know, the numbering and everything around that. But my team, they go online, they find the talents and everything. I'm just maybe an old-fashioned guy.
Nothing wrong with old-fashioned.
Yeah. Right.
Keep telling them that.
Yeah, exactly. I just love to be there, and I just love to have conversations with the artists after their show and to understand what they're aiming to do next and what's the goal for them. And we take it from there and then see how we work together.
I mean, it's also just all about the people, isn't it? The people gravitating towards this type of music, supporting their local artists. You've seen that transformation over the last year after you started. It's been 1 year anniversary, isn't it, for GXR Records?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what is that movement that you've seen from the people towards this type of music?
So it used to be when, let's say 6 years ago or 7 years ago, we used to struggle a lot to reach a certain a crowd or a community. And most of Arabic artists, they used to dominate, the live shows and the concerts and everything. So the new generation of artists like Freak and others in the region, it was very struggle for us to reach that community. However, the internet helped us a lot. And now what we found and on a big shift is that the new generation is dominating the internet. So the table has been, flipped.
Yeah.
So listen, you mentioned at the beginning what you set out to do with GXR, and obviously you're helping talent here, local talent, get the recognition both regionally and globally that they deserve. For all those sort of aspiring artists out there at the moment, all those that might be making music in their garages or wherever, what's the next step for them? How do they get in touch with you?
So, first of all, don't keep your music in the bedroom, please. that's something I've been telling everybody. Even my family members, they're trying to make music. Just drop music, go live, play shows. You don't know who's there to watch you.
Yeah.
Release your music, even if you're not sure 100% that is the next big hit or the right path for it. We exist, GXR exists, other labels and companies, they exist now in the region. It's very easy for anybody to get in touch with us, with me personally. I'm very accessible, by the way, somebody told me yesterday. Which makes me very happy because I want people to reach out to us, to me, to people in the industry, to take their career to the next level. But most important is that work on your music, study in the terms of understanding how the music industry is in general, and sit with me, sit with my team, and let's
sign the contract.
Yes, but that's something we're trying to change as well. I don't want to go deep into that, but our contracts are very extremely easy. It's no longer like exclusively putting people in the corner anymore. And that's the idea that we're trying to change in the industry nowadays, because artists are afraid to sign contracts. But we're changing the game, I hope.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody can follow the same steps. And let's work
Elia,
together.
Mssawir, you're doing some fantastic work. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Amazing. Now, speaking of media, I had the opportunity to go check out the Arab Media Forum. I met some fantastic, fascinating, insightful people. Let's see more. And we are gearing up for the Arab Media Forum 2023 here at Medina Jumeirah, a 3-day event which highlights the importance of media in the Arab region, also talking about the future of the industry in this part of the world. We're going to be hearing from experts talking about how AI is going to affect the industry, the importance of content creation, and what we can expect in the future. Tell me a little bit about what you think youth can gain from the media industry. Why is it so important for the youth to engage in this type of thing?
Because technically it's a huge portion of our life today. If we were speaking before in the internet, it would be a very different conversation. But today you are immersed in media, whether it's social media or it's the platforms you watch streaming, you're immersed in it. So it's a very important thing for them to come and be exposed because it's in their hands every day. So are you using it the right way? Are you expressing yourself? I think it's crucial.
The Arab Media Forum has actually launched in 2001. In the past 22 years, it's achieved some amazing milestones, and it's in fact the biggest gathering of Arab media experts and personalities in the world, and every year it's even growing further. There is such a focus on youth in the United Arab Emirates in general. Of course, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum recently announced that he's looking for a Minister of Youth. What is with the big focus on the youth here in the UAE? Is it the future of the country, the future of the industry?
So this is something that we've been used to. We understand there are different generations that work together, yet we are all looking for 2071. But yet, when we reach there would be a new wave of new generation asking for their new needs.
I would firstly say get experience. It's one of the messages that I push a lot. Work for free. People don't like me saying that. Work for free. Go and find where you want to work at. Go and try to be an intern there, because the experience that you will gain working there for 1 month will be more than you'll probably get at 6 months in a college. I think college is really important in going to university and getting your education, but go and get that experience. And then if you're not sure what you want to do, I didn't know I wanted to get into radio until I was 24 years old. Before that, I was washing cars and making coffees and just doing anything. I didn't do too well at school. I accidentally fell into radio. So sometimes you actually have to accidentally fall into what you're going to love. So dabble a little bit, but once you find out what you want, focus on it and go for it.
These 3 days have been insightful. There's been a lot of wisdom and a lot of hope for the future of media in the United Arab Emirates. And I can't wait till next year.
Well, that's pretty much incredible. I mean, you getting direct advice from the best in the industry. But right now, it is time for the roundup. Faris, what do you have for us today?
Well, according to a new study, 50% of UAE travellers find it very difficult to switch off while they're on holiday. Now, Millie, editor-in-chief of Cosmo, do you ever get a chance to just chill out?
What is switch off? What is holiday? I don't understand these words. No, I'm really guilty of not. I'm definitely in that 50% for sure. I'm leading the charge, actually. But I think I just try not to let that go into my team as well. I try and encourage them to switch off. But I think in a world of digital media and having to be reactive all the time makes it really hard. So I think just setting boundaries of, okay, no, this day actually I'm not contactable. It's the best place to start.
Yeah, see, I feel like it's an interesting one, because on the days that I want to switch off, that's when everyone seems to call me more. It's like they know.
Yeah.
But I think there are ways to do it. I think it's taking yourself out of the bubble as well. Maybe just going for a little staycay somewhere, a little day trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Removing yourself from the
exactly.
stressful location.
Exactly.
Tom, if you ever took a holiday at any point, do you think you'd be able to switch off?
I do. So I'm going to play the bad cop on this one, or good cop, whichever way you want to look at it. Well, the grey cop, whatever you want. I find it really easy to switch off. In fact, I love switching off. As all of you and others will know, I'm not great on WhatsApp groups or anything like that. I'm not the most communicative. And so any opportunity to switch off. I tell you the one thing that winds me up, and this surprises me not. UAE travellers is specifically this thing, is because, you know, we've got a fascination with phones, we've got a fascination with devices. We carry about 5 of them around because one's not enough. Obviously, you're going to continue to use them on holiday. People like to be connected here because it is a very connected city. You don't really rest. We were talking about this earlier here. You know, it's such a fast pace here. You don't want to be missing out. So I probably buck the trend a little bit, but I would definitely be in the other 50% there. In fact, I'll be in one of the 1% that literally turns off phone, puts it in a drawer, and doesn't see it for 2 weeks.
I mean, it is difficult when you sort of do freelance work and you're not as in demand as Tom Urquhart. Because you don't want to miss that WhatsApp. You don't want to miss that
switched off right
email.
now.
Yeah.
He's not actually here.
What are we doing here? What is this at the moment, you know? Right, it's DXP today, that's what it is, isn't it? Right, we are. So let us know your thoughts. Get yourself onto the ground. Let us know your thoughts on that survey as well. Coming up, though, here's a sneak peek. What's about to come up a little later on the show.
We check out all you need to know about the Meta Film Festival.
We're celebrating the return of UAE space hero Dr. Sultan Al Neyadi.
And we're caught up with that man, Jay Sean, whilst he was recently here in Dubai.
All this and so much more coming up next.